And so it's stunning that the franchise, which was just an embarrassment, has now come to this point so quickly.
But when he absolutely has to be at his best, Ocho, he absolutely is.
Rich, have you seen anybody like with a lower heartbeat than what Jayden Daniels looked like last night?
He just seems to get it right almost all the time.
I mean, is Jayden Daniels the best rookie quarterback ever?
Rookie quarterback to do what he did in that game last night. Again, I'm out of words to say about the guy.
While Commanders kicker Zane Gonzalez looked like the most nervous man in America as he got ready to line up for a 37-yard field goal to win the game, quarterback Jayden Daniels sat on the sideline completely stoic, totally unfazed by the moment, knowing he had led his team down the field on what would become a game-winning drive in his first ever playoff game. The Commanders' first playoff win since the 2005 season. When the kick banged off the right upright and ricocheted good, Daniels barely reacted. He's got ice in his veins. He's done it before, he's done it all season long, and he's got a chance to do it again. Jayden Daniels' rookie season was special, and while he might not have the record for most passing yards by a rookie QB or most passing touchdowns, hell, my Bo Nix had 4 more passing TDs than Jayden as a rookie, Daniels possesses something far more valuable, a giant the clutch gene.
Jayden Daniels has that clutch gene in him. It's in him. You see it through the calmness.
Heck, Jayden's got enough clutch genes to provide the wardrobe for every Brett Favre Wranglers commercial ever produced.
I'm comfortable in jeans that are tough.
Daniels may have had the most impressive rookie quarterback season I've ever watched, and I'll explain why he's the most clutch rookie QB we've seen as we go balls deep into Jayden Daniels' rookie year here on That's Good Sports. Holy shit, we are less than 3,000 subscribers away from hitting 700,000 subs on this channel. 21,000 of you joined this last month. Thank you guys so much. I think we can get here by the end of next week. And I gotta thank Jayden Daniels for helping me hit on my season-long underdog picks. You and Bo Nix, Jayden, you really delivered. These are my picks for this weekend's games. If you want to play along with me over at Underdog, do it with my code THATSGOOD for daily fantasy and pick'em games like this. We had over 200 of you sign up last week. We are almost at 5,000 total signups. And again, with the goal of 10,000 signups at Underdog, where of course they pay me $1 million. This is literally the most important sponsorship deal I've ever done, the most important thing I've ever done for my career. So you guys rocking with me all season, getting 5,000 signups so far. I can't thank you enough. This is how I keep this channel running moving forward. It's how I take care of the people who have helped build this channel. These guys work their ass off and I want to take care of them. I mean, I'll take care of them regardless, you know what I mean? But that will help a lot. Jayden Daniels was the second overall pick following a Heisman campaign during the 2023 season at LSU, and it did not take long to get a glimpse of what he was going to bring to the table and how he was going to bring hope. Long-awaited hope to a franchise that had been burned by RG3's injury and a herky-kirk contract situation with Kirk Cousins for so many years. Week 3 at Cincinnati was Jayden's coming out party. Buried on Sunday for the first 2 weeks of the season, Daniels got to play in his first primetime game on Monday Night Football, and in front of the world, he was nearly flawless. Jayden was 21 of 23 passing, 254 yards, and 3 total touchdowns. None more significant than the 27-yard heave to Terry McLaurin that silenced the Cincy crowd with just over 2 minutes to go. It was a breakout moment, the arrival, the announcement that Jayden was the frontrunner for Rookie of the Year and that the Commanders were, finally, a serious force to be reckoned with. He hit on 9 of his 10 passes in that fourth quarter for 93 yards, leading 2 separate drives that culminated in the end zone, the second of which was that dime in the face of an all-out blitz.
Third down, for the game with somebody in front of you, unblocked, that you know is about to punch you in the face, and you deliver that ball, that's special, and that's why last night was his coming out party.
Oh, God. This was not a flash in the pan, but rather a sign of things to come. The first building block in what's been one of the most dynamic, but also most clutch quarterback seasons we've ever seen from a rookie signal caller. His rookie season with the Washington Commanders has been marked by remarkable late-game performances, including Hail Mary passes, significant comebacks, and decisive plays in overtime and primetime games. All of these achievements have positioned Jayden as the leading candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year. More importantly, it has Jayden as one of the most impressively clutch rookie quarterbacks we've ever watched. Even before that Cincinnati game, Daniels gave us a taste of what he could do in high-leverage spots, albeit against lesser competition. He didn't throw a touchdown, but Daniels led 2 fourth-quarter scoring drives and went 9 of 11 on those 2 series to help lead Washington to a 3-point victory. Daniels has set multiple records, including 12 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter and overtime, the most by any rookie in NFL history. Notably, he's thrown 5 touchdown passes in the final 30 seconds of regulation or overtime, surpassing any QB, rookie or veteran, since the 1970 merger. In Week 16, Daniels led the Commanders to a 14-point comeback against the Philadelphia Eagles, followed by erasing a 10-point deficit versus the Falcons. This feat made him only the 5th rookie quarterback since 1950 to orchestrate back-to-back double-digit comeback wins, and the first since Andrew Luck in 2012. Perhaps you've heard of that guy? We made a pretty cool video about Andrew Luck not too long ago. Now, against the Falcons, Daniels became the first quarterback, rookie or veteran, to achieve at least 3 passing touchdowns and 100 rushing yards in a primetime game. Beyond these milestones, though, Daniels has broken the single-season rushing record for a rookie quarterback, previously held by fellow Washington QB and Heisman winner Robert Griffin III, getting to that mark with a 7-yard rip in the fourth quarter against the Falcons, bringing his season total to 820 rushing yards. At this point, the only metric Jayden trails RG3 is in Griffin's ability to deep throat a croissant. In that game, his first overtime period in his career, Daniels went 5 for 5 after regulation and threw the game-winning touchdown pass to Zach Ertz. The second week in a row, he won the game with a late throw. Oh yeah, that was also on national television. And of course, that brings us to the matter of how he performed in tight playoff games. His first foray into the postseason, formerly unfamiliar territory for the Commanders, literally the first meaningful snaps in January since they got their new name. In his playoff debut, Daniels led the Washington Commanders to a 23-20 victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, marking the team's first playoff victory since 2005, when Daniels was just 6 years old. After starting the fourth quarter with 4 consecutive incompletions, he rebounded by completing 3 straight passes, culminating in a crucial 4th down touchdown to Terry McLaurin, giving the Commanders the lead. When Tampa Bay tied the game, Daniels orchestrated a decisive final drive, completing all 3 of his passes for 44 yards and securing a critical first down with a 3rd down run, setting up the game-winning field goal as time expired. The victory made Daniels the first rookie quarterback to win a road playoff game since Russell Wilson in 2012. Ironically, that was in Washington. Unironically, Jayden Daniels might actually be Mr. Unlimited. If you were watching that game, though, you probably noticed a lot of cheering for the Commanders, even in Tampa Bay. I think Daniels obviously has a lot to do with that, plus the ownership switch, thank God for that. And the Daniels pick, combined with the hiring of Dan Quinn, has turned one of the most beaten down fan bases in the NFL into one that's willing to travel all the way down to Florida to see the rebirth of their beloved franchise.
His name is Jayden Daniels. His name is Jayden Daniels. He's the savior of the franchise. Fuck Detroit!
I love the way that Sean Payton and Bo Nix immediately flipped the narrative for the Broncos in 2024, but Daniels and Quinn probably did it to a greater extent, and that's just one of the many reasons that he deserves to and will win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Bo Nix will come in a very respectable second, however, and there's nothing wrong with that. And actually, knowing I'm a diehard Broncos fan, this probably makes this episode my most unbiased video ever. So congrats, Jayden. That's an honor more important than Rookie of the Year, trust me. Now, I think we should have known that Jayden Daniels was the chosen, blessed one by the football gods when this happened.
Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line, and the ball is caught! Caught!
You might call this luck, and it certainly is a little bit lucky, that the ball careened off of a mass of humanity and floated into the arms of a waiting Noah Brown in the end zone to win the game. But if I know biblical history, God always parts the Red Sea for Noah's Ark where Jesus had his Last Supper.
His name is Jayden Daniels.
But I'm more interested in what happened before that throw. 12 seconds. Jayden Daniels waited 12 freaking seconds in between the snap and when he released the ball. I think there's probably just 4 quarterbacks that can buy that much time in the year of 20-25 behind the line of scrimmage.
Up in the pocket. He's holding it too long. Just run. Throw it, man. Just run.
And that's Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and now Daniels, as he showed. I think this moment is what tipped us off that this man had elite elusiveness, great arm strength, and enough of a horseshoe rammed up his butt to be a special quarterback his rookie season. It was so devastating to a 4-2 Bears team and first overall pick Caleb Williams that they never managed to recover from this blow. Tyreek Stevenson, who taunted the crowd instead of, defending the play, will never live it down, and Commanders fans will never forget where they were when they saw Noah Brown standing alone in the back of the end zone with the ball. And you'd probably expect Jayden Daniels to be fired up, right? Well, this is what he looked like just moments after the most miraculous moment of his season and maybe his career and probably his entire existence because football's all that fucking matters.
Look at Jayden right now. He's so cool, calm, and collected.
This looks like a man who expected that result and that touchdown. And sure enough, it did. He's the coolest guy in the NFL right now. So cool that it offsets some of the most ridiculous hits taken by a crash test dummy / human being we've watched. That Bears game was a turning point in both Washington and Chicago seasons, but I also want to talk about another game late in the season that signified, at least to me, that Daniels and this Commanders team were even more special and resilient than we thought. Let's cut ahead to Week 16 against the Philadelphia Eagles, an Eagles team that was red hot coming off 10 straight wins. Jayden Daniels didn't flinch when his Commanders fell behind the Eagles by 14 points early or when they were down 13 heading into the fourth quarter. It felt like there was an apparent gap between the two teams, even when Kenny Pickett entered the game for Jalen Hurts. Philly was a have of the NFC East, and Washington was still a have-not. Until late in the game, then the Commanders started to have. With 1:58 left, Daniels got his shot. He capped an unreal performance by hitting Jamison Crowder for the game-winning touchdown with 6 seconds left, lifting Washington to a thrilling 36-33 comeback victory. It snapped the Eagles' 10-game win streak and kept Philly from locking up the NFC East. Daniels threw 5 touchdown passes, the first Washington quarterback to do that since Mark Rippon in 1991, their last Super Bowl season. Oh, interesting. Despite 2 earlier interceptions, Daniels orchestrated a clutch 57-yard drive to beat the NFL's top defense. Washington clinched a playoff spot with their 10th win, while the Eagles delayed a chance to clinch the division. even with Saquon Barkley running wild for 109 yards and 2 TDs in the first quarter. Daniels finished 24 of 39 for 258 yards with touchdowns to Crowder, Olamide Zaccheaus, and Terry McLaurin. He also led the team in rushing, piling up 81 yards on 9 carries. His performance made history. He became the first rookie QB ever to throw 5 TDs and rush for 65-plus yards in a game. What did he do a week later? Oh yeah, another game-winning touchdown pass to beat fellow rookie Michael Penix Jr. and the Falcons in overtime. Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. That game really doesn't get talked about in the conversation about his rookie season because it's like 4th or 5th on the list of impressive moments he had. But it happened, and it happened very casually. That's the sign of an incredibly clutch player, when you expect them to be clutch and they don't disappoint you. Which technically I think makes Jayden Daniels my winner of the Only Mahomes season. That all brings me to an interesting point. And it is interesting, according to me, Brandon Perna. The best rookie quarterbacks this year were Jayden Daniels and Bo Nix, who are both on the older side for rookies at 24 years old, right? Each of them have funny stories, like Bo Nix played Justin Herbert in the first game of his freshman year, or Jayden Daniels was throwing to Brandon Ayuk his freshman year at Arizona State. Each guy transferred at one point in their collegiate career, each guy got better in their second location, and each guy had a terrific rookie season in 2024. I do not think that's a coincidence, though. Nix started the most college games in football history at the time, and Daniels started an impressive 55 games, which actually would have been at least 63 if Arizona State had played a full schedule during the COVID season in 2020, but they only managed to get 4. Either way, Daniels had a chance to develop physically, to hone himself mentally, and to get more experience in 5 years than we're used to seeing from rookie quarterbacks. So much so that it's hard to even compare Daniels and Nix to Caleb Williams and Drake May because they entered with completely different college arcs. Nix and Daniels both shined quickly, and I don't think that's a coincidence. People were making jokes, right? Mostly about Nix and Penix for their age coming into the draft, but Daniels is nearly as old as them, and I think this is going to be a lesson for NFL front offices that not only is an older rookie quarterback not a negative, it's probably a very good thing.
It's Jayden, Adam Peters from the Commanders. How you doing, man? I've just been so impressed with what you've done to get yourself to where you're at right now, man.
The Commanders were smart. Dan Quinn was smart, as Dan identified Daniels' leadership and maturity, but didn't rush the process too much.
I think the Florida game spoke to your resilience, and that's why you're coming here, man. You're a dog competitor. We're going to kick a lot of ass together.
That maturity was clear even before his rookie season started, but Quinn knew better than to throw him into a leadership role right away. During the pre-draft process and early practices, Quinn noticed Daniels' humility and confidence. But he wasn't about to make the number 2 overall pick a team captain just to win points with the fans. Instead, Quinn focused on creating a team-over-me culture and building credibility with his players, leaning on proven veterans like Terry McLaurin, Bobby Wagyu, and Jeremy Reeves to set the tone. Quinn decided to name captains weekly, giving players from all 3 phases a chance to step up. Veterans like McLaurin, Wagner, and Reeves were chosen early on, but so were lesser-known players like Jeremy McNichols and Percy Butler. Daniels didn't get his first turn as captain until Week 5 during a home game against the Cleveland Browns, when he had already earned the respect of the locker room. The exact opposite of whatever Deshaun Watson has in his locker room in Cleveland. I think decisions like that have paid dividends for the Commanders. They had maybe the worst organizational culture in all of sports.
A civic embarrassment, a national embarrassment, a professional industry-wide embarrassment.
Despite what previous GMs may have said.
You know, the culture is actually damn good.
And they fixed it in the course of one hiring cycle and one draft. I know this video is about Jayden Daniels, but it's also a testament to the change that Dan Quinn has had and the way he's allowed his rookie QB to flourish. He's had confidence in Daniels the whole way, and the rookie has proven him right. Daniels earned Rookie of the Year. He's got it locked up and stored in Fort Knox, but he's also one of the best rookie quarterbacks of all time. He may not have the stats of Baker Mayfield or Justin Herbert in terms of volume passing numbers, but unlike those two guys, he led his team to the playoffs, got a win, and is looking to continue that against Detroit. And if Detroit obliterates the Commanders, it won't change a thing about who Jayden Daniels was as a rookie, nor who he will evolve into as a veteran. He is Mr. Clutch. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. You gotta subscribe. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, @BrandonPerna.